Greetings from snowy and blowy upstate New York. One of the few places where it can be snowing and sunny at the same time. I am out in my hunting stand today, and I'm going to do a little review on this guy right here. So, as Dutch would say from my favorite movie, stick around. So I apologize ahead of time if it's a little breezy out here. I'm going to try and not speak too loud since I am hunting. But when I go out hunting, I like to enjoy a nice stogie once in a while. This particular model is from Mulberry Street Cigars out of New York City. This is one of their Connecticut sweet tip cigar. This one is a 5.5 inch by 56 gauge. I've got a little story to tell you, but I'll be right back. So my little story. Went on a trip last year to the Dominican Republic, and my plan was to not bring any cigars. I said, well, I'm going to be in the Dominican, I'll just buy some local stuff. I was looking for something hand rolled, something authentic, I guess. And I got down there, and the resort we were on, which had several large, good-sized hotels, we walked around there, couldn't really find anything right there. So about 2 days into the trip, I noticed this gentleman and his wife on the other side of the pool. And he's got this nice big stogie smoking, and I said, I'm going to go over and talk to this fella, ask him where he got that. So I did. Turns out he got it from New York City, where he was from. And I told him I was looking for cigars, kind of been striking out. So he hands me one of his, and I offered to pay him. I said, well, whatever I can do, I'll definitely pay you for this. He insisted no. He said, just pay it forward if you ever come across anybody who is in need of a nice cigar and they're desperate like I was. And I said, yes, sir, I will indeed do that. So this intimidating looking dude that was built like a bulldog and pretty jacked up with tattoos and all that was the nicest guy I met there. And he gave me a cigar, and it was probably one of the best cigars I ever had. I did look for him the next day. I was going to get some details from him, and he was gone. Never saw him again. I'm thinking it may have been he and his wife's last day. The day a couple days into it, we were getting there and they were leaving. So I've kind of been on a little mission lately trying to find this. And I came across Mulberry Street Cigars out of New York City, and I will put the link to their website in the description here. And I don't think this is the exact one. In fact, I know it's not, because the one I got from the gentleman in the Dominican, it was a box press cigar. This is not. This is your standard round, like I said, 56 gauge. Very similar. This one has got a nice sweet tip on it, very mild flavor, smokes well. I've had one of these before. I'm going to light this guy up here in a little bit and update you through my smoke while I'm out here. But that cigar that I got in the Dominican from that gentleman, I'm still on the lookout for it. Like I said, it was box pressed. It was sweet throughout. And I want a little disclaimer here, I'm not some cigar professional. I don't smoke cigars for a living. I got a day job. I don't, I'm not, I'm not a guy that, goes in and pairs the cigars with certain wines and bourbons. I honestly don't quite taste all the little nuances that everybody else does, or some people do. I like to smoke a cigar for, I do like the flavor. I love the enjoyment, the relaxation. I can't always pick up the notes of nutmeg or black pepper or earthiness. I can't get into too much detail about that. As I said, I'm not a professional cigar smoker. But that box press was just so sweet and smooth and delicious all the way through. It was very delicate. I do remember that. It was wrapped in, I would say the wrapper was paper thin, but I think that's an understatement. I think it was thinner than paper, to the point of almost being fragile. In fact, that would be the only thing that I would, and I wouldn't call it a complaint, and definitely no complaints really. But that cigar I had to be very careful with, I noticed when I was smoking it. And I'm on the hunt for that, so I'm going to keep looking. And I'll do a review on this guy here. So I'm going to get going on this. Like I said, I've had one already. No complaints. So I'm going to get this thing lit up. Very good. Very good cigar. I just got it going. And if you're wondering what I cut it with, I cut it with this. Mulberry Street sent this nice Vertigo cutter along with the cigars. And I didn't buy a huge quantity. I only bought 5 to begin with because I wanted to try them. And I thought that was a pretty nice little gesture. It's a very nice cutter. Works well. And if you're wondering what I lit it with, again, I'm a simple kind of guy. That's what I lit it with. The old Zippo. I know you should light it with a torch or a wooden match. Usually I use a torch when I'm at home. When I come out here, it's a little more rustic. I like my trusty Zippo. It works every time. Not that the torch doesn't, but that does the job. So I got her going. Very good. Very good, nice, easy draw. Like I said, this is a sweet tip cigar. I smoke all kinds. This is a favorite. I like the flavor of these. I'll definitely be getting more of these. And I'll probably try some of their other offerings there. But nice quality, hand rolled, really good construction. So I'm going to puff on this a little bit, work it down, and when I give her a little bit more of a burn, I'll let you know how that goes. Very good. Alright, so a word on pricing. I think the singles are about $11.95 a piece. They do give you a break if you order larger quantities. I ordered 5 of these, and I think it was, I don't know, 60 some odd dollars shipped to my house. I live in upstate New York, so I couldn't just drive down the street to buy these. I don't get to New York City too often, but the next time I go, I'm definitely going to visit their shop. So far so good. The last one of these I smoked burnt great from start to finish. Never even needed to touch it up. No canoeing, no nothing. And I burnt that thing all the way down until I couldn't hardly hold it anymore. Highly recommended. Again, Mulberry Street Cigars in New York City. Give them a look and do some business with them if you want. I'm very pleased. So, wish me luck out in the cold, snowy, blowy upstate New York November weather. And I'm going to shut my mouth now and try and see if there's any of those elusive little whitetails running around. So here I am, about 30 minutes in. There's probably a third of it gone. I do like a good hour and a half stogie is about perfect for me. And that's going to give me right about an hour and a half of enjoyment and peace and quiet and relaxation. And I did mention, pairings earlier. People pair with bourbon, whiskey, rum, whatever. Today's pairing is green tea with some honey out of my thermos. And I know there are people that are going to say, this idiot's out there trying to deer hunt smoking a cigar. Deer are going to smell that a mile away. He's not going to get anything ever. That is not true. I have filled several tags over the years while enjoying a cigar. So this thing is so creamy and smoky that if I didn't have my windows dropped out around me, at least on 3 sides, my little blind would be full of this beautiful, rich smoke. I love it. So here we are, about 1 hour in. Nice and even burn. I have not had to touch it up with a lighter. No canoeing. Hasn't gone out. That's a good thing. Very good, tasty. I can still taste the sweetness in the tip, but that is, it's dropping a little bit as you go, because you're putting it in your mouth and you're getting the sweetness off of that tip. Very good. And I'm going to keep on keeping on. Well, I am going to sign off. And if you like my video, my goofy self sitting here rambling on, go ahead and give it a like. Subscribe if you want. I'm going to do some more cigar reviews and review of other things. Just normal everyday stuff that I come across, things I purchase, things I find or whatever. And cheers.